Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Today, okay, let's backtrack. So for the past couple of days, I've been moving my office from one room to the other. And in that, I found these stamps that I bought a long time ago. I don't even remember when. And I've never used them. And they're Dylusions by Ranger. And I can't, let's see. I can't, it's too small, the lettering. But I figured we could use these today. Let's try them, right? I mean, we have them, might as well. Okay, so I already did a little bit of prep work. I got my paper, my platform ready to stamp. I have some post-it note to do some layering because I'm not gonna cut these guys out. I just wanna make a scene in the back. But since our little birds here are going to be our focal point, I'm going to start off with them. And you can tell they've been on this for a long time because they're hard to get off. And these are acrylic stamps, so they will stick. So I figured that one there. And then maybe we could get these guys over here. And we'll just move that around. And then I figured what we can do is like put these on the background and just build a scene, right? So, but first we have to start off with these. And I'm going to do that right now. Let me get my Memento ink. Make sure I don't mess it up this time. And we're going to stamp. I'm going to stamp one at a time, because I already feel I'm getting like a little bit of pressure on this one, which means that it might smush out at some point. So let's do that one first. And one more time. So these look like they're hand drawn, which is really cool. It's kind of nice to have something different sometimes. I think these would look cool with also like watercolors. That's not what we're doing today. Okay, so that one is done. Let's put you back on our carrier. And actually I have to take it out again to make a layer with my post-it note. If you have like the masking tape that they use to do the masks, then do use that, but I'm okay with using a post-it note. Okay, so let's get this, and I'm just gonna put that there, and it just needs to like leave a little bit of it, right, so I can see. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this guy. Somewhere there. Perfect. Ink a little bit. And we have those two. Okay, I'm going to cut those out and I'll be right back. Okay, so I had to re-stamp it because I didn't realize that I didn't use my full sheet of, there's two different types of sticky notes for those of you who don't know. You have the ones that are just a sticky on the top, so you can like put it to your monitor, and then you have the ones that are a full sheet. So the only place that there's no stickiness is here on the top, but the rest of it is sticky. And I forgot that I used the wrong one, so I re-stamped it and cut it out, so I didn't want to bore you with that. And now we have our mask. So now we're going to start building our little scene behind it. And I want to use... well, number one, the mushrooms, right? And I think I want to put the mushrooms behind these guys just to bring in some height. So we can maybe put these here. And we're going to stamp those first. I'm researching new platforms to use. I think it's time to try some different ones. Just one more little bit. And I'm going to wipe this off so I can put one on the other side. Okay, we're done with the little one. And maybe we could go way over here. And why did I put it that way? Just to kind of frame. All right, stamp this guy. And one more time. All right, we're done with that one. And now I want to bring some flowers in. So maybe some there. I don't know why the ink is spreading out like that. It's kind of weird. But we're going to finish this off with this, and then we'll let it sit and dry for a little while. And I'm going to put one more flower. Should we do the big one? Or the smaller one? Maybe this one, because it could hide behind the little bird. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. I don't want to overdo it either. Let me get one of these guys. And our little scene has come together. And now it just makes a little more sense. You can't really see the legs and whatnot, but I mean, that's fine. You get the idea. How cute. Okay, let me give that a little time and I'll be back. Okay, so we're gonna start coloring the little mushrooms. And I'm gonna use my Triblend, and it's the dark red blends. And I have both the bullet tip and the brush tip. Now, my bullet tip, my light red is almost out, so that's why I brought out the other one. But let's see how far we can get. Yeah, it's out. Okay. And you really want to take your time. Okay. And now we're gonna add our darker tones. Now let me see the difference. DR3 and DR4. You see, this one has DR3 and DR4 as our mid and our dark tone, and this one has DR4 and DR7 as our the darkest is that one. Sometimes it's a little too dark, so let me try this one first. If I have like a bigger area, then I don't mind the darker red, but I think for this is going to be a little bit much. And again, I want to be careful. I have those other markers to try out, but since these are such little areas, I don't know how they're going to spread, especially with this paper. I think I just got to purchase my paper and then I'll be all right. I always leave less of the darker tone, and then as soon as the image is getting filled up, then if I have to add, I add. That way I know I'm going to be happy with the outcome. Let's do this. These images are really cute. It's kind of different from what I normally do. I love trying all different kinds of I like trying out all different styles and stuff. Even like with this is too dark. Even like with the anaglyph and stuff, I'm not a huge fan of that style, but sometimes it's fun to try out. Which maybe I have this kit that I bought and I haven't used it with you guys yet, so maybe we'll do that. Oh boy! All right, this is 4. All right, let's add a little bit of more shading now. And I'm thinking that like the light is coming this way, so. Okay, let's bring in our mid-tone. Okay, and let's finish it off with our lightest. Just blend all that in. Cute. Okay. I have the fair skin color that maybe we can use a little bit here. And again, we have the light coming in through here, so I'm going to darken on the other side. I want it a little darker, so I'm going to bring in some of this muted brown. Just so it could pop a little bit more. And you can't see it as well on the camera, but in person, you can. Let me see if I can. Let's see. See it a little better? Okay. So I'm going to color the other two and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we can do some of the leaves. And let's get that one done. And we can add a little bit of the mid-tone. Do that, blend it in a little bit, and we have one more back here. So I mean, the more color you add, the more the birds start to pop, because now they're against color, so all the black outline. Don't worry about if you come out of the line. You can use either a gel pen or you see with the darker colors, I'm more hesitant to use the blender pen to wash it out. I'll lean more towards the gel pens because I think it'll cover it better. Or like these pens, metallic marker. I'm actually using this on these just to have them pop a little more. But if you do an oopsie like here, I have a little bit, you can just tap that in and it'll erase it. So now everything will pop a little bit more. So, yeah. Let me see if I can bring the light a little down. So that's more or less. Oh, and I did come back with my muted brown and go over this a little bit. I wanted the birds to really pop, so this has to be a little darker. So we did that as well. Now I have to find a color for the birds and see what we're going to do with the flowers. Let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the burnt orange for the birds. And again, I'm going to do one and then we'll finish it off. I was going to do blue and turquoises, but I'm also thinking like fall, right? So I think it'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to come in with our darker tone and I'm going to bring in that dark down here. Then maybe we'll do our flowers in yellow. Okay, let's bring in our mid-tone. And now I'm going to shade a little bit on the wing. You want everything to pop. So this mid-tone. And we can wash it out. Okay. Let's do the tail. Let's get those little feathers colored in cute. And the reason that I'm doing it on this side is because you would figure that if the mushroom is covering the tail, you would have more shadow there. So, and let's this. And then we'll decide later the color of the beak. But I'm gonna go ahead and color our other little birds. But you see how it's starting to pop? How cute is that? All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so now I think we're gonna do our little flowers in pink. And I'm gonna use the pale pink. And I'm just gonna start coloring them in. And then I will add, I'm just gonna use the mid-tone as our shading. The flowers are small, I don't think they need that much. I'll make this dark underneath. And then we can go ahead and add the yellow, so the light yellow, to our centers. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And maybe to the big one will add some more color. We could maybe add a little bit to this one, just a tad there. Okay, so cute. And I'm just gonna soften the line in between them. And then I could come back with our lightest tone. Okay. I'm gonna do that to all of our flowers and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and die cut this guy out, and I have this rectangle die, and I think that's gonna work well. And maybe around there so I can put a little sentiment on top. So I'm gonna run that through the machine and I'll be back. Okay, so we're going to now color our background. I did the mask for all of the flowers and stuff. I didn't worry about the leaves because we're gonna use green for the bottom, okay? And then we're gonna use blues for the top. I was gonna use yellow, but since I have the lighter pink and the orange, I think it's gonna wash everything out. So maybe the blue will make everything pop. So we're gonna get some brushes here. Move this to the side. So we got light blue and light green. And I'm gonna start off with the green on the bottom, and then we'll worry about the blues. And I'm gonna do the green first because all of these little pieces, I'm afraid they're gonna start moving. So we'll start with the lightest one and see how that goes. If not, we can move to the darker color. And I think we could go to the darker, but we'll still put down a layer of green here. So we're going to go to the meadow, and these inks are from Diamond Press. Let's add, yeah, that's better. Okay. I think that's pretty good. And now we can move up to our blues. And I'm gonna use, maybe we'll start off with the Arctic, and if we have to move up, then we'll darken it a little bit. Clean my brush off. And I'm mixing in that green. There we go. I should have stamped my my mask with the other ink because I can see that it's moving it. So I think I'm just gonna go in with the darker color. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just ink all of that up. And I'll just lightly go through here. Let's ink some of that up. And just darken up those edges. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, all right, let's peel these off and let's see how it looks. Let me cover this up. Don't want those inks drying off. I love the way these things stack. It's so convenient. Okay. All right. Let's get this and start peeling these guys off. Don't you love it when it all starts coming together? Look how cute. So not even like the pink spot. See, if I would have gone with the yellow, it would have just washed everything out. Let's go. Okay. So now we have that. I'm going to find a sentiment that we could put down. I'm going to add Glossy Accents to, we'll do one together. Let's see. I'm thinking, do we want to add anything onto the birds? Maybe. And do the opposite over here. Okay, just a little bit to add something more to it. And let me get my Glossy Accents. Boy, my chair is like getting squeakier by the day. Okay, I just want to make sure it works. And I'm gonna add some two little beaks. It's not so much the shine, I like the texture. Okay, we got all the beaks done, and then I wanted to add to the mushrooms, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that just to this part. And then we'll let it fully dry, and then we'll come back and bring in some papers to mat and layer. Okay, got that one done. So I'm gonna do the rest of them and let it fully dry, and then we can finish our card. Pop those. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I had this card base and panel ready to go, and I was gonna make this into like a 5x7, but since this is ready, we're gonna use that. And I found this Hello You from Crafter's Companion, and I don't know why the stamps turn yellow like that, but they still work. And I figured we could just stamp that right there. And we're going to use black ink for that. Let me bring that closer so I can see it. Maybe a little lower. Okay, so now we can just grab that. And we're going to use VersaFine ink for this. And stamp that a couple of times. That is so cute. And I'm being careful because I don't think they totally dried yet, my mushrooms. Put that to the side. And we can now add our panels to our card base. So I'm going to start off with the black one. Let's bring in some glue. Okay. Let's add our first layer. And then we're going to carefully add this one. Okay. Pick that up a little bit. And we can just maneuver that in place. And let's hold that down for a second. I should have used the art glitter glue with this. The Nuvo works good. I mean, it gives you a little more time to move things around than the art glitter glue. But for things like this, when you want it to stick fast, I think your best bet is using the art glitter. And if you need a little bit of extra time to move things around, the diamond press one works well too. So It's all depending on the speed that you're going through. Like, if I'm just making cards off camera, I would use one of the other glues for extra timing. But, yeah, this one worked well this time. Look at that. Look how cute that is. You can add some shimmer around there if you want. But yeah, that's my card. Dig into those boxes of stamps that you haven't used in forever, and yeah, make something new. Look at that. Okay. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you're watching this on the day that it's released, then I hope you have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.